How's it going, everybody? KSP3 here with some quick gaming news for you once again. Pretty much this weekend at Comic-Con, it was announced that there's going to be two new Sonic games coming out next year in 2017. One is called the Sonic Mania, and pretty much it's going to bring like the old school Sonic game back on the Genesis. It says right here that Sonic Mania is the next game in the 25-year-old franchise. Pretty much the game is slated for spring 2017 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The news comes from a live stream Sonic's birthday party held as part of San Diego Comic-Con 2016. It says the 2D adventure Hawkins back on the Sega Genesis days with three playable characters, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and includes new abilities and worlds to explore. The game will also include classic stages featuring new twists, members of Sega said during the stream. There's a new trailer that came out. That trailer is going to be in the description. You want to check that out. And it pretty much it for that one. It also said that later this year, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice is coming on Nintendo 3DS, and it said the game will launch this September. So if you get 3DS and you want to get the sequel to Sonic Boom, it's coming out this September for those who still want to pick that up. Now, this is an interesting thing. Now, pretty much I wasn't really expecting this because it was rumored was it 2 weeks ago or something like that. I did a video on it, pretty much saying that there's a new Sonic that's going to be announced in 2017. It was a rumor. Pretty much that rumor is getting confirmed, but instead of one game, it's going to be two games. And this one actually is bringing back the old school Sonic feel to it. It's going to be like a Sega Genesis classic maps along with new maps and new twists and stuff. So it's kind of like a remake in a way, revamped stuff. So it's pretty interesting. They didn't say how much it's going to cost or anything like that. So pretty much we're going to find out as soon in the next couple of months probably. When it get close to the date, it'll be released in the spring of next year. So I think it's going to be about $20. $20 for this game should be pretty promisable. And I won't mind picking it up. I like the Sonic games back in the day. Very good, very great until they till later on in mid 2000s it kind of went downhill. But old school Sonic is always classic, so I wouldn't mind buying that and experiencing it all over again. Now for the next one called Project Sonic. Let's see here. It says Project Sonic is coming to the NX, PS4, Xbox One, and PC in 2017. There's also a new trailer of that as well. I'm gonna put that in the link in the description. You want to check that out. It pretty much said here that Sonic Mania is not the only games coming out in 2017. Sonic Project is coming too, and pretty much it says here that the Project Sonic is going to be a new game that seems to be sharing some traits from Sonic Generations. Like I said, it's already coming for Nintendo NX, PS4, Windows, PC, and Xbox One. It says pretty much here that it will features two variations of Sonic the Hedgehog, his modern incarnation, and a shorter, chubbier Sonic that hews more closely to the original character model from the Sega Genesis series. And pretty much on top of that, that's about it. So it's sort of kind of, from what we've seen here, it's sort of kind of like a Sonic Generations. Now, Sonic Generation is like one of the best Sonic games. Sonic Generations is the last best Sonic game that I ever played. After that, that's when the Sonic Boom came and it went downhill. We all know what happened to Sonic Boom and things like that in general. But Sonic Generation was pretty interesting. It's still pretty good. And I was wondering why they didn't do a sequel to that. Why they went from Sonic Generations, where they got a lot of good feedback, critical feedback, to Sonic Boom, which was trash, honestly. So I was thinking about like why, and now pretty much this may be the Sonic Generations Part 2, but right now it says Project Sonic, so pretty much that may be just a code name. It may be Sonic Generations 2 or something like that. So pretty much there's a lot of characterizations, like he's got two incarnations. The modern day, the retro day, that was like in Sonic Generations 2. You probably can switch back and forth between them in different worlds. I'm assuming it's going to be Sonic Generations 2 or similar to that, so gotta wait for more of that. And if we find more gameplay, we need to see more gameplay about that, and eventually we're gonna see that eventually. So that seems pretty interesting. Some good interesting Sonic news, that we heard in a while. So that's pretty much about it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this gaming news. Are you interested in the Sonic retro game that's coming in the spring? And later on in that year, probably around fall, we will hear something more about that new Sonic Project game that's coming out for next gen consoles, including NX. which is interesting because NX isn't out yet, and one of the main things was they want third-party games. And yes, it may be Sega, but that's also a very good step for, NX is getting some third-party support this early on, even though we don't know what it is right now. So that's pretty good. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll check you guys out later.